Hey, this is Leo for actualize.org, and in this video, I want to talk about how to love yourself. All right, let's talk about this, how to love yourself. And no, I'm not talking about that kind of love, you pervert. I'm talking about how to be satisfied with yourself, how to like yourself. How do you be comfortable with who you are as you are? Because we're not perfect, right? And some of us are less perfect than others, or at least we might think that. You are probably thinking about that right now. If you feel like you don't love yourself, then you probably feel like you're not as good as other people. You're not as good as you could be. Whether that's because you don't like the way you look, there's something about your looks, or something about your health, something about your physique in general, or something about your behaviors, something about how you feel, something about your tendencies or angry patterns that you have, or negative thinking habits that you have, or maybe even some of the circumstances that you have in your life. For example, maybe you don't like the kind of career situation that you're in, or the relationship that you're in. And because of that, you can't love yourself. Well, here's a scoop on that. It's not always easy to like yourself. And, for some people it is harder than for others. For me personally, I've always been insecure about my looks. And every time I look in the mirror, I would always find something to nitpick about. Something I didn't like, some way I could be better, always criticizing myself, kind of holding myself down, comparing myself to other people. It's hard to get there, right? Hard to get there. So sometimes it'll take some work. It'll take some real inner work to start to understand that you can be comfortable with who you are, and you can be very happy with who you are, even if you've got imperfections. And other people can be happy with how you are, even if you have various imperfections, especially physical imperfections, right? That's especially something that most people actually don't judge you for as much as you judge yourself for. That's something that's really coming more from you, because when you're comfortable with being who you are, other people, they'll just kind of vibe with that and they'll resonate with it, and usually stuff will go well. But what really hurts is when you're insecure about your own flaws and imperfections, and then you're constantly kind of expecting other people to be judging you for it, and then what you expect you actually kind of find. And the reason that is that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You kind of just manifest it. So if you don't like yourself, then ask yourself the following question. Do you really not like yourself? Or do you not like an aspect of yourself? Big difference, right? Is it you, all of you, that you don't like, or just an aspect? I bet it's just an aspect. So if that's the case, first of all, realize how much you're focusing on it, right? And I want you to take that camera that you have right now, and you're totally zoomed in on this one imperfection that you have. You're totally zoomed in on it. I want you to zoom out and see yourself and your whole life and the whole history that you've had of your life and where you're going. See all of that and put that imperfection, that one imperfection, into context, right? It's still there. I'm not denying it. It might not be there. Maybe you have some crooked teeth, or you have a big nose, or you have a fat ass, or whatever. Or maybe you have some, character flaws in you. Not physical problems, but character flaws. And you don't like yourself for those reasons. Okay, let's admit that that's there. Let's say that it's true, it's there. Well, that's one aspect of a much bigger picture. So first of all, realize that that's the case. And if that is the case, then also realize this point, is that you have a choice of what you focus on. You've got this like laser beam in your mind, which is your focus, right? Your awareness. And this laser beam, it's consciously guided by you. Not all the time, but you can guide it. And so if you're always hating on yourself, then what you're doing is you're taking your imperfections and you're always like shining a magnifying glass over it. So that's what's happening. You're shining this magnifying glass on your imperfections. Sometimes all you do is you just stare at them all day. Right? And that's why you feel so bad about yourself sometimes. It's because you stare at those imperfections ceaselessly. Well, if you've got an imperfection, you only got two choices. Either you're going to fix it, either you can change it, or you can't. Now, go out there and try to change it if you can. I mean, that's what I'm all about. I'm giving you a lot of advice and stuff with all my videos about, how to put your life into place, actually make it really good, objectively good. But if you can't change it, maybe like your physical appearance, you feel like you can't change it or you don't really want to go that far, then that's fine. You can then learn to accept it in the sense that you're going to shift your focus away. You're going to kind of accept it and not look at it anymore. Stop looking at it. Because it's the constant looking at it and the re-looking and the re-looking and the re-looking that's really killing you. You're going to start to focus on other areas of your life that are great. And what you're going to realize when you make that shift is you're going to realize that, well, that little imperfection, it's not that important anymore. And then maybe a couple of years down the road, you will actually laugh. You will laugh because you'll laugh and say, how could I have possibly been so concerned about that? It's so insignificant now because I've got all this other awesome stuff flourishing in my life. I have an exercise for you. All right, this is an exercise that you got to do to start to love yourself. You have to start to love yourself unconditionally. Right? Unconditional love for yourself. That means no matter what you did, what you're thinking, who you are, you still love you. You still think you're the greatest person on earth. Not in some sort of arrogant, conceited way, but because, you're all you got, really. You are you. You're the most important thing to you. And if you don't like you, if you don't love you, then you can't be resourceful out in the world. You can't do a lot of good for others in the world. You can't really have a powerful life. In fact, you're probably going to cause a lot of misery and pain for other people, not only yourself, because it tends to spread. It's contagious. The negativity you feel about yourself is going to be negativity that will spread into all your relationships and everyone you come into contact with. So here's the exercise. I want you to go, after this video is done, finish watching it, but then go and look in your bathroom mirror. Get really, really close to the mirror so almost your nose is up to it. And really have a good look at you. Have a good look at yourself. Look yourself straight in the eyes. And look at your face. And really take all that in. And as you're doing that, don't be tempted to judge yourself. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself face to face in the mirror. And tell yourself the following. I love and accept you exactly as you are. I love and accept you exactly as you are. And you're saying that to yourself, right? You're saying it to yourself just the way that I said it to you right now. And I want you to say it to yourself 20 times. 20 times in a row, say it to yourself. And really believe it. Believe it as you're saying to yourself. Now, you might be looking at yourself and you might not like how your face looks. You might notice a freckle or a pimple. You might notice a crooked tooth. You might notice some hair missing, like I do when I look in the mirror, right? You might notice whatever. Or you might think of something bad you did. Or you might think about some character flaw that you have as you're looking yourself straight in the eyes. And that's exactly the moment that I want you to say that I love and accept you exactly as you are. For that particular trait, for that particular problem, for all of you. Despite that trait, you still accept yourself. You still love yourself. Because you are so much more than that one trait. And you are more than your current personality. You are more than your current character flaws. You are more than your past and some of the bad things you might have done. And that you can change all that. And you can also accept it. And in many situations, you don't even need to change anything. You can just accept it as it is. So go ahead and do that exercise and see how you feel. It'll probably make you feel a little weird at first. It'll make you feel weird because it's so unconventional, right? It seems very selfish. It might also shock you because you might realize for the first time in your life just how much you've been criticizing yourself and how tough you are on yourself. You might notice that you can't even say the words or that you hesitate. Maybe there's a whole 2 seconds of hesitation. Maybe you have to muster every nerve in your body to say it and not even crack up. Or maybe it'll just be like a fraction, a millisecond of hesitation. Maybe you actually think that you're pretty and that you're beautiful. Maybe you think that you're already pretty awesome. And yet you go and you do this exercise and all of a sudden you realize, wow, why did I hesitate for a hairline of a second? Why did I hesitate? And then ask yourself, why did you hesitate? Why isn't that automatic for you? You might learn something important there. And then say it anyways. Force yourself to say it. Say it, say it, say it. It's going to become more natural the more you say it. All right, so to love yourself, you might ask yourself, well, how does that reconcile with being better? What if I do have character flaws and my personality does suck? Or there's ways that I can improve. What if I could go and get a nose job and reduce the size of my nose? What if I could get a boob job? What if I can go get some liposuction? What if I can remove that pimple or that freckle? Or what if I can change my diet and then improve myself in that way? Or whatever it is, right? Stop being fat, whatever. Go to the gym more. Maybe get a better job. Whatever it is that you don't like about yourself, shouldn't you try to improve it? So this is kind of a classic paradox of self-help, is this split between, on the one hand, you have to accept yourself and love yourself. On the other hand, you have to develop yourself and grow yourself. So a lot of times, most of my videos are actually on the growing part, and I'll actually criticize you and make you feel bad about how horribly you're living your life, how ugly your life is. I'll make you feel bad about that because sometimes that's necessary to get a little bit of that emotional leverage to start to move forward. But also sometimes it's the opposite. Some people have the opposite problem, is that they're so hard on themselves all the time that their problem is not that they need to really get better. Their problem is that they just need to accept themselves. That's how they get better. That is an improvement in and of itself. So really, it is a paradox. It's hard. Sometimes it's even hard for me to reconcile and draw the line exactly, how to walk that line between self-acceptance and self-development. But the fact is, for now, just accept it as a kind of a paradox. And tell yourself that really you're going to be blending both. They're not contradictory. You're blending both. And that this is not an excuse for you to now be an asshole. This is not an excuse for you to be lazy. This is not an excuse for you to say, well, nothing can be done. I'm not responsible for anything. This is not an excuse for you to play the victim. This is an excuse for you to love yourself and accept yourself, and yet you're still going to be developing yourself. A lot, right? Accept yourself right now in the moment as you are, but you can develop yourself. You can change so many aspects of yourself. That's what I love about life, is that you can do that we have this. Because for me, it's very easy to imagine a reality where that wasn't possible, where we were just kind of born and we were who we are and we couldn't really change anything until death, and then it was too late, and basically our life would have been kind of like a train running on one track. Well, what's nice about reality is that it doesn't just work that way, and that really we can go in any direction we want. We're not a train running on a track. We're more like a helicopter. You get in a helicopter, fly anywhere you fucking want. That's more what life is like. You have a lot of freedom of choice there. And so that's open for you. These are the possibilities. But right now, who you are, accept that too. And also ask yourself, who are you really? Who do you think you are? Are you your body? Are you your imperfection? Are you that problem that you have in your life? Or are you something greater? Are you something bigger? Are you something, and I hesitate to use this word without qualification, more spiritual? Do you have a higher self that you're living up to? Right? Start to expand your limited view of yourself. And what if you could absolutely love yourself exactly as you are without needing to change a single thing? Do you think that's possible? What do you think is holding you back from that? Do you think it's your girlfriend or boyfriend? Do you think it's your boss? Do you think it's your mom or your dad? Some mean friend that calls you names? Do you think that is what's holding you back from accepting yourself? Or do you think it's just a decision like that, just like a split-second decision where you just decide inside that I'm going to accept myself right now as I am, exactly as I am? It is. It's just that. It's a split-second decision inside you that nobody can prevent you from doing, from making that decision except yourself. And right now, I'm giving you permission. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself for any imperfections you've had, any flaws, anything that you've done, everything you don't like about your life, and just accept it. And know that you're going to work from this place. You're not going to be a lazy slug. You're not going to be complacent. You're not going to turn and become mediocre. No, you're going to use this as a foundation to build upon, right? You're going to build from a foundation of, okay, I already love myself. I accept myself. I'm awesome. Now I'm going to become awesomer and awesomer and awesomer. And every day I'm going to become more and more awesome, right? It's absolutely possible for you to completely love yourself, completely accept yourself. The only thing that's holding you back is some perhaps limiting beliefs that you have, lack of even making this decision, lack of awareness. All these things are mindsets ultimately. It's happening in here in your head, and that's something that is fairly straightforward to work with. All right, so go do that exercise and really take what I told you here to heart. Because if you hate yourself, if you're always criticizing yourself, then you cannot be resourceful in the world, and you cannot really share your gifts with us. You cannot share your gifts in relationships, nor in your career, or anything else that you do, because you're going to be constantly miserable. When you're happy from the inside, happiness will flow from you, and you will be able to go out there and create the things that you want to create. All right, this is Leo. I'm signing off. Go ahead, post me your comments down below. Please like this and share it. Click the like button right now if you would. And go ahead and check out actualize.org. Sign up to our free newsletter there, where I release new exclusive videos, articles, other goodies that I have planned for you guys that I'm going to be releasing really soon. Sign up for that so you get them all for free, constantly updating you with that stuff. The reason that you really want to sign up, not for the newsletter or the awesome bonuses that we've got, which are all free, but ultimately it's because you need to stay on top of this, right? If you have a problem with loving yourself, then what you've ultimately got is you've got an inner problem. You've got a problem with beliefs, with mindsets, lack of control and awareness around your own mind, your own thoughts, your own emotions. And that's something that can hold you back in life so much. That kind of stuff has held me back for a long time. That's why I founded actualize.org, is so that I could find the answers, and when I found them for myself, share them with others like you, so that you can get rid of all the mental blocks that are holding you back from living an extraordinary life and accomplishing all your dreams and having everything you want in your life. And most importantly, feeling fulfilled on the inside, feeling peaceful and calm and happy on the inside. So there's actually a lot to this process. I think the most important thing is for me to get you guys to buy in. Not to buy into my product, but to buy into the idea that you should be learning and developing yourself from the inside out. And if you want help with that, and if you want strategies and techniques and like some of the best, literally the best information that I found by digging through hundreds of books, going to expensive seminars, processing thousands of dollars of personal development material and picking out the golden nuggets and making sense of it for myself. If you want that, you can get it all for free at actualize.org by just subscribing. So go ahead and check that out.